Hey there, it's that time of the month. We're here at 5Market Realty. We like to put out our monthly Athens area real estate update. If you follow these updates, you know I'm the broker here at 5Market Realty, Scott Talley. We like to keep our clients informed, even if they're not in the market, about what's going on. Obviously, if you are in the market or just interested in Athens area real estate, be sure to click subscribe. You'll be notified when we have a new video on the market, or possibly we also do videos of our properties, so you'll just be kind of kept up to date. But we want to talk about August and the first 7 months of this year, which in residential home sales, usually that's the big chunk of the activity in the market. Is going to be January to July. We just got through the end of July, and we're going to go through those numbers. We've been right here after a full year of rate hikes. What's changed? We're going to talk about that. And then is there another new normal we're kind of approaching now with these interest rates and what we've been dealing with inflation? But let's get started. As you know, what we like to do is we like to go back 3 years. We like to look at about four things, compare them, and see how our market's different than it was in the past. So we've got total new listings, days on market, sale price, and the total amount of units sold. So right here, we're looking for year to date. This is going to be January to August 1st of this year. We're pulling up. And the trend continues. You can see now, we're 16.4% behind 2022 in new listings at just under 1,200. Days on market is up, which is about a 35% increase. We're now at about 40 days per market on the market, which that's been going up. One time that was as low as 20. That's not where we've seen it historically. Average would be closer to 60. So it's still relatively low. Average sold price year to date is slightly up 10%. Again, we're not seeing the home prices really fall off across the board, slightly ticking up. And then the big news is total homes sold. This is where the real story of our market is total transactions. This trend is the worst trend that we're seeing. We're 38% behind 2021 and 21% behind 2022, which was already a low market. I mean, you can see there 920 sales in Clark and Oconee County. That's not a lot of real estate transactions because of the low supply and demand are equaling these high prices. Now we're just going to take a month of July, look back. So you can see here's the big thing up top I want to point out. 2023 versus 2021 total new listings, 50% behind this month in new listings. And you can see it's 30% behind in 2022, which is still significant. So what we're seeing is gridlock. We're not seeing enough things come to market. While we are seeing some homes sit because frankly, they're overpriced, even in the current climate, we're still not getting enough transactions and enough homes to really have a healthy market. Now, the average sold price only ticked up about 7%, which is pretty good. As you can see, 427 relative to 400. And then the total homes sold, another bad trend relative to 2021. We're 38% behind 2021 relative to the amount of homes sold. But if you remember, 2022, July last year, that's when these interest rates really started to impact us. So we started to see the market turn over a year ago as far as these transactions. It got really tight. And therefore, we're only about 7% behind 2022, which was already starting to be a slowing real estate market. We're going to look at the monthly inventory of homes, which we've been tracking now to kind of give you an idea of what's actually on the market, what's for sale, how many can be purchased, or what's out there. Now, we want to be, a healthy number is probably over where we are at 255. But as you can see, at the beginning of the year, we did kind of dip down. January, February, we got low on inventory down here. And it's sort of stabilizing a little bit. The question is it leveling out a little bit? Is this what we're going to expect to see, about 230 to 250 homes for sale? I think if you look back here, August, September, that's where it was then. It'll be curious to see if that amount of homes goes up, which I predict it could go up based on the activity we're seeing right now. Monthly total sales. This is, we came out of the trough here in January. We really saw these fall off. If you recall, the end of the year, interest rates pressing up. You get Thanksgiving and Christmas, less transactions. I mean, January, 58 sales in Clark and Oconee County. That's abysmal. And we really only got to about 150 per month. You remember a few slides back, we were talking 920 for the year. That is an anemic amount of transactions relative to what we've been seeing. We want to be up here around 200. We'd love to be over that line, but we're kind of still maintaining right here along 150 transactions. We're not seeing so much a lot of price fallback. We are seeing total transactions. You've heard that pretty much from me most of the year probably. Now, we've been looking at months of inventory, trying to explain to you what the monthly absorption rate is. What these numbers signify is 1.9 means almost 2 months. 2.9 means almost 3 months, meaning the amount of inventory that's out there, how long it will take for it to be gobbled up by the consumers. Well, you saw in January, we saw a lot slower sales. So this started to tick up to almost 3 months in Clark County. But I've now kind of averaged it out. And we start looking at these two counties, we're still at about a month and a half worth of inventory. So it's still not great. We'd love to see a more balanced market, 4 to 6 months, as I mentioned before. We're going to keep tracking this and just kind of keep going, keep informed on what it looks like. This helps you if you are thinking about selling your house. How long it might take. Is it going to be a month to 2 months? Or if it's priced high, maybe it might take a little longer. Now, total homes sold January to August, just looking back, because some of the years, 2021 was a bit of a unicorn. I've said that before. And what I mean is the transactions and the pent-up demand. There was such demand. There was really, things were moving fast. So I look back to 2019 to kind of get a relative pre-COVID look. These are the total homes sold year to date, 1,423, 1,467, but we had a low supply to what we could have sold in 2021. But as you can see now, look how far behind that is relative to 2021 and 2019. That's total homes sold, Clark and Oconee County. New listings, same thing there, 2019 over 1,700, over 1,700 in 2021, lagging 32% behind 2019 in that particular slide. And then one thing I wanted to look at that is new that we haven't done is I have a lot of people, it seems like even other realtors, when we talk, ask me these questions, what I'm seeing, what I'm thinking. Past clients that aren't in the market, we might be talking about something else, but it always comes up. What's happening is something starting to change. I'm seeing some signs sit. And the truth is there are some signs that have been sitting out a while, but I want you to evaluate those properties in your neighborhood. What are they priced at? And what could be wrong with them? Is there something about the lot or the price or something that's making them sit on the market? So I try to go back and let's compare the expired and withdrawn listings. These are listings that didn't sell, that went out of the MLS or were taken off the market. So what I wanted to do is what percentage of this was it in these past years? So if you look here, year to date, it was 12% of the listings, new listings, were actually expired or withdrawn in 2019. That's a regular, healthy real estate market where there's no COVID, no out of inflation, no interest rates. 2021, that unicorn market where the demand was so high, like we've never seen before, 8%. So that was a low one. But if we go to 2022 and we go to 2023, there's only a slight increase in expired and withdrawn listings of a percentage. So while the perception out there might be that you're seeing a sign in your neighborhood that has not gone down, it might be due to that property and not that the market is having this turnaround. We still have a historically low supply of homes for sale. Yes, interest rates are high, but there are people that need to buy homes. So the narrative's not really that the market has turned. It's something different. We've never tripled the money supply. We've never had to come out of a pandemic where we shut down the economy before. So it's hard to really know what's going to make this change for us and hard to predict. So what we're going to end here is some factors to understand, try to keep this video under 10 minutes, some things that we kind of rehash. There's a lot of talk about interest rates. We have people that'll contact one of our agents and then they're wanting to make a move. Then they talk to their lender and the interest rate's too high. Well, if you've got a house, good. But don't expect these interest rates to be coming significantly down anytime soon. I mean, you're all probably buying gas, you're buying groceries, and you're looking at home prices. Inflation, regardless of what they say they're going down, that things are costing more. So as long as this continues, you're not going to see sub 5% anymore. And it's going to be unique for us to see home prices go down if we don't have a glut of homes for sale. Next thing is, when is a good time to buy? Well, the short answer is when you need a house. Don't try to time the market. If you're sitting in a home that you've got a good interest rate on and you're happy, that's great. You're a fortunate person. If you're renting for $2,700 a month or more and you need to buy a house, well, it's probably a good time to buy a house. And you might want to pay attention to the end of the year, because if you noticed on our graphs, that's when there's more homes for sale, less activity, less competition. It's a different market for different properties now. Before, in 2021 and 22, across the board, investment property, condo, residential home, everything was hot. Well, right now in Athens, Georgia, the condo market's a little hotter because of its price point and the fact that we have UGA parents, investors, single first-time home buyers, all competing in that market. Let's say 200,000 to 350, extremely competitive. We actually have the luxury home markets doing really well because certain people with a level of wealth have not really been affected. So that market seems to perform fairly well too. It's the middle, the residential homes that are kind of that middle pricing, where it's really important to get your price right, because there's less buyers that feel like they can move up or move. Most of the people moving right now are the have-tos. They get a new job, they gotta sell their house or something like that. Now we seem to have another new normal that I'll talk about, and that is this activity. With the interest rate climate, what it is, I can't project it. I don't know. People on TV talk about next year. I personally expect that interest rates are going to be higher than 5.5 for a pretty good while. They might come down a little bit from where they are right now, and then they'll probably come back up. And I can't predict it, but just pay attention. But the new normal is going to be less transactions that we've been doing for a year now and a little higher interest rates. And one last thing to remember, if you are looking at pricing your house, if you are thinking about getting in the market, we've had a lot of clients that have started to compare things to 2 years ago, how this happened and this happened. 2021 was a unicorn. There was never more demand coupled with lower interest rates ever in real estate. I've done this 20 years, never seen anything like that. I'm not going to see it again, I don't believe. Interest rates below 3%, people shuffling all around the country due to things that happened during COVID. That was a unicorn real estate. If you're going to do something, if you're buying, you might have more opportunity to negotiate. If you're selling, please strongly consider your asking price because the demand level is different. So that's it. That's 11 minutes of y'all's time. Thank you if you stayed all the way to the end. Be sure to click subscribe. Also, please note, we'd like to do our Georgia football prediction contest. We'll be starting that later this month before the first kickoff. Might make a few tweaks to see if we can kind of shake it up a little bit, but we know a lot of people follow us that like to participate in it. Send us your prediction score when the video goes out. Winner will get some type of local gift card to help support a business here in our community. Thanks again, 11 and a half minutes. I'm sorry. Y'all have a great hot August here in Georgia.